Welcome to the Voices of the Elephant podcast. Each episode of Voices of the Elephant brings you an interview with a member of the PHP community. From project leaders to user group organizers, we talk to the people that are helping make the PHP community special. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Voices of the Elephant. My name is Cal Evans. I'm your host, and my guest today is none other than Ms. Lorna Jane Mitchell. Lorna, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
And of course, we have a special guest also with us, Mr. Adam Culp, because we're talking about Sunshine PHP. So Adam's going to be with us today. Say hi to everybody, Adam.
Hey, how's everything?
Now, we're talking to, this is a special series of episodes where we're talking to speakers that will be at Sunshine PHP 2019 coming up in Miami on what, Adam, February
7th through the 10th.
7th to the 10th. And I'm excited because you gave me a list of people to talk to, and on the list was Lorna, and I said, that's the top of my list because Lorna and I go way back. Lorna was like the second guest on my very first podcast, PHP Abstract, back when I was with Zen the first time. And Lorna did an episode that was, it was one of the top 3 episodes we ever recorded as far as downloads. And I remember having to convince you, Laura, having to talk you into actually being a guest on it. And I'm like so glad you agreed to, because it went over gangbusters. But now, you know, you're over in England and I'm in the US, and so we see each other at conferences occasionally. But after I left Zend and PHP Architect, we've not talked as much as we used to, because we used to talk on a fairly regular basis. Tell me, what are you doing these days?
Well, I have been doing a little bit less PHP, and I think that's one reason why we haven't been crossing paths as much. I know, controversial. So in the last few years, I've done a couple of different roles in developer advocacy. And neither of them have been PHP specific. So I've been working more with other languages and also with like general technology conferences, different tech communities. Tech that's new to me, which is great because we all love new tech. And traveling a little bit less, I think, which is ridiculous that I travel less. Now it's my job to go to conferences as opposed to when I was doing it as a hobby. But I definitely still have the conference bug. So I've missed a couple of years at least of Sunshine PHP. Sorry, Adam. So I'm super excited to be going back this year. Now things are a little bit more settled down. So I'm now with a company called Nexmo. We're a telephony provider. So if your app needs to make phone calls or send text messages or Facebook messages or any of those things, that's what we do. And it's quite a big team. I've been with the team a few months now. It's quite a big team. So we're about 20 people worldwide. Some other PHP luminaries in there. A bunch of you will know Amanda and Michael, who are both Sunshine PHP alumni, of course.
Oh, that's Michael Cullum?
Michael Heap. Michael Heap and Amanda Bolton. So, yeah, I'm in really good company. And again, I'm not really a PHP specialist, although like my PHP skills have a 15-year head start on all my other skills. So any little scrappy scripts are always still PHP. But I'm doing a really good range of things there and just really enjoying getting to meet a new community. Okay,
I got to stop you right now because I can see Adam just vibrating so hard, bad that he's almost off his chair. Y'all are sponsoring the elephant. Adam, do you have a picture of or do you have one of the elephants? He's just dying to hold that up. There you go. And show us the Nexmo logo. Or is that okay, I can't read it. Yeah, okay, excellent. Okay, yeah, y'all have sponsored Sunny this year, so everybody that is at the conference gets a Sunny, and we really appreciate y'all stepping up to help out in that respect. Now, you're doing developer advocacy, which used to be called developer relations, and before that it was developer evangelism. Back when it was me and I forget the guy from there was me and one guy from MySQL. That was all that was doing this stuff. We just called it, we were the community guys. We didn't have a name or an official title. Matter of fact, I kind of fell into it. Tell me, what does developer advocacy, what do you do? Because developer advocacy means different things to different people. I know what it means to me, but what does it mean to you? What do you do to be an advocate for developers?
developer advocacy is really interesting. I think people see me at conferences, and so they think that's what I do for a living. And yeah, I definitely speak at conferences and try and enable developers. It's a balancing act, because obviously my company would like me to like do the sales pitch and do like fun things with phone calls, and I do sometimes do that. But I'm more focused on helping developers skill up with the APIs and the webhooks so that they're able to implement anybody's stuff in their own projects and try and, raise awareness. We've had an amazing explosion in PHP of, after PSR 7, a bunch of really good packages that make life really easy for developers. Some stuff specifically in the framework, some stuff in the general's no man's land. In the shared space that anybody can make use of. So I'm giving quite a lot of talks along those spaces. I write quite a lot of content. Technically, I am more focused on the digital content for Nexmo. So if you read our documentation, ask for help, read our blog content, tutorials, code samples, all of that is me. The stuff that you don't see is when I go back to the company and say, we can't build this like this. Like, this makes no sense to developers. Can we add support for this? Can we do it slightly different way for this tech stack? What's going on? So there's kind of the visible bit, and then there's quite a lot behind the scenes as well, trying to advocate for the developers. Nexmo is very self-service. You can just like sign up for an account. We give you a little bit of credit. You can immediately play. You don't need to talk to salespeople or anything like that. And just trying to oil the wheels on that and help people to help themselves really independently and whenever they want to.
Excellent. Yeah, I said it means different things to different people, but you hit on the one thing that I feel is very important. If you're a developer advocate, you have to be willing to go back to the company and say, this is the feedback I'm getting, or we're doing this wrong, we have to do it differently, or something like that. The role has truly grown from the evangelist role where all you did was get out there. Keith Casey, he was the P.T. Barnum of developer evangelists. The man could draw a crowd, but you have to do more than that. And he was also good at the other side of things, but you have to be able to go back to the company and help them understand the feedback. And that's a very important role, one that I'm glad to see more and more companies are adopting. So that's a good thing. Hey, let's move on to our next topic, which is you're speaking at Sunshine and you're talking about webhooks. Talk to us a little bit about webhooks.
Thanks, Adam. So, webhooks is really interesting. I think people who know me from the PHP scene know that I've been speaking about APIs for quite a long time. May have written the book. But now I think our applications have moved on, and instead of polling for information, we're reacting to data changes in external systems, and sometimes those are inside our own systems, or we've gone a bit microservices. We're talking between internal components. But I see webhooks in lots and lots of places, crucially in Nexmo's APIs as well, because when you receive an SMS or receive an incoming phone call, you get a webhook and then you need to react to it. And I find developers can sometimes see it as something that they're not familiar with, something that could be too difficult. And actually, it's really not that hard. And it's a lot of fun. If you're going to work with bots or any kind of integration like that, you're going to use all webhooks. So just trying to show developers what they do know already, like how to handle a web request with PHP developers. That's what we do. But also trying to show some of the more edge cases that you might not have come across, formatting data differently, making sure that you've got good logs so you can see what's going on, using tools like ngrok locally so that you can easily develop on stuff. So I offered a few different talks to Sunshine PHP, but I'm super happy with this one because I think it's a really key skill for developers, and I'm super excited about it. So yeah.
Well, I voted. Well, okay, let's be honest with you. When I saw your name on the list, I just started going on and checking the 5 stars. It's like, okay, I don't care which one you take, just take Lorna, okay?
We were about to Cal managing to give me like a whole track of talks at a conference one day.
We were about to take away his voting rights.
It is only a rumor that I voted all for Lorna and then just told everybody else 1 stars because I want to make sure you got on there. Mainly because I haven't seen you in so long. It's just going to be good fun catching up. So.
Yeah, well, I am happy. Yeah, Sunshine PHP. Like I say, I definitely missed out a couple of years. So, yeah, this is good. Thanks, Cal.
You're welcome. That should be a lesson to anybody who invites me to help them with their call for papers. My voting criteria is probably different than everybody else. I vote for people I've not seen in a while and I want to see again. Hey, let's pause. First of all, we got Sunshine coming up, but this podcast will last a lot longer than the 2019 Sunshine. So if anybody's interested in Sunshine PHP, it's a conference in Miami, happens every February. You can find out more information at sunshinephp.com. Also, if you can't make it to a conference, I put on 2 to 3 virtual conferences every year under the name of Day Camp for Developers. Lorna used to be a regular on those. I mean, you were in the first 5 or 10. I
really missed out this year. That API one was really good.
Oh, it was. And this next one we got coming up, one coming up in January on performance, and MWAP's doing Expressive and Swool, and that's going to be awesome. Anyhow, you can find out more information about Day Camp for Developers at daycamp4developers.com. And we'd love to have you at one of our events. And even if the current event has passed, we're always in the planning stage of our next event. So sign up for the mailing list. Okay. You said something that, just really, really shocked me. And I could not believe I would hear something like this coming from you. And so we're just going to address, as it were, the elephant that's not in the room. You're doing stuff without PHP. Quit laughing at me. You're doing stuff you're doing open source project. You're managing an open source project that is not based on PHP. Talk to us about that.
Well, like the best of all my open source adventures, it's sort of an accident. So I am a very small part of helping to maintain a project called RST to PDF. I know you are also talking to Acrobat, so you can talk to him about this. He is really the maintainer of this project. Oh, okay. He and I both use this tool to create our slides, so you know that we both present from PDF. Mm-hmm. And if you deal with a lot of slide decks, and particularly the training materials, being able to move content around independent of presentation style is really key. It's amazing. Restructured text is like Markdown, but a little bit more advanced. And then you apply a style sheet, and then you get PDF, and then it works on every platform, and that's fabulous. So this RST to PDF open source project is written in Python, but it kind of got abandoned, and we use it a lot. So yeah, we inherited the project, and now, I write a little bit of Python at work, and now I write a little bit more Python for fun as well. So if anyone's looking for generating PDFs from simple markup, it's quite easy to use. Also, I write the documentation site really more than the Python. So I guess I'm the support team for that project. It's a good one, and that's, getting into doing different projects and being able to contribute to different open source projects regardless of tech stack has been amazing, but has also, I think, improved my PHP as well, as I learn things in other places and then
absolutely
bring them back in. So it took me a long time to realize I knew enough to operate in another language, and now I'm like, oh, what language should we write this in? It's been a real milestone.
Excellent. I remember very early on, before I got involved in PHP, back when I was in my Fox Pro days, I did a little Perl, and I did just enough Perl to realize I did not want to do Perl. So, but it opened my eyes to some new tech, and this almost predates the internet. I was doing a little bit of Perl back in 93, 94, and the connectivity was almost nothing, but I could get on long enough to get manuals and stuff like that, and so I could help. I could figure things out. But it did open my eyes to some new things, some concepts that I brought back to some of my Foxborough work, things I learned reading other people's Perl. So yes, learning another language it's part of learning, and learning is vital to developers. If you're not learning, then you quickly become a doorstop. So. Anyhow, hey, I want to thank you for being with us today. Adam, thank you for joining us and holding up the elephant. You were perfectly welcome to ask any questions. Did I miss anything, Adam?
No, it was awesome. Thanks, Lorna.
Okay, thank you for both of you for being here, taking the time to be here with us on Voices of the Elephant. And everybody that's listening, thank you. And we'll see you next week right here on Voices of the Elephant. Thanks for listening to Voices of the Elephant. Voices of the Elephant is copyright EICC Incorporated and released under a Creative Commons Attribution, No Derivatives, Share and Share Alike license. To nominate someone to be a guest on Voices of the Elephant, visit our website and click on the Nominate link. The URL is voicesoftheelephant.com. Elephant is, of course, spelled ELEPHPANT.